We're at Erith tonight for this rescheduled game. The game was called off a few weeks back because of the bad pitch. Pitch looks all right tonight. It's very windy out here and lots of drizzle in the air, but hopefully the game will be okay. Just a little bit of team news. Kareem is starting with Barry on the bench tonight, so a bit of a rejig in shape as well, I would imagine. But we'll let you know how we get on during the game. Come on, you nuts and bolts. Craig, 0-0 away at Erith, another hard battle. Second half, we really deserved to get something out of that game, don't you think?
Yeah, I think on the how the game sort of panned out second half, and we knew, we said at half time, like, it's a game of two halves, because it's a cliche, but there is a slope here. It is absolutely blowing a gale, and we knew that if we weathered the storm, so to speak, in the first half, which we did, and I thought we defended. Will Moses has put his body literally on the line by throwing himself into the post. We defend our 18-yard box really well. And then in the second half, Hasser's gone through with his right foot. He's had a shot from the halfway line, the keeper's just tipped over. Batesy's hit the crossbar. And we had a couple of corners and moments there. And again, they didn't have a shot on our goal. Ross hasn't had a save to make. So, yeah, I mean, again, against a team that are going to throw some stuff here. And I thought they did well. I thought Erith have got, they got something about them. I actually, quite probably fancy them to stay up. So it's not an easy place. I said to their manager before the game, look at their home form. Their home form's not bad, and they've picked up some results at home, and you can see why, because the conditions and obviously the little bit of a slope, it plays a part. So, I look at it. I want to take the positives from it, because it's a clean sheet away from home. Defenders defended for the lives, threw their body on the line. Again, Ross didn't have another save to make. Other than the last two games, the only time that he's been beaten is by an own goal from, again, our centre half putting his body on the line. So, we haven't really come up against people that we've gone, hold on a minute, we're getting a little bit, we're lucky here. We just probably need to brush up on them moments in the final third. But yeah, I mean, it's a work in progress.
And there's some really positive signs today, wasn't there? I thought Kareem had a really good game today, lots of energy today. And Sam Hasler brought that bit of quality that you were looking for on Saturday. That shot from the halfway line was brilliant. Yeah. And that shot with his right foot that just grazed the post there, that could have gone in.
Yeah, and then the moments, Jez, and I look at it, and like I say, I reflect on things, and I wanted to see how Kareem did today. And I went a little bit, I don't know, I kind of went off the cuff a little bit. I went, a different shape. Wanted to get all the forwards on the pitch, wanted to see how they responded to it, and I thought they caused problems. And I think at moments, especially maybe on our pitch at home, a bit more space, they're going to cause a lot of problems. I looked at Kareem today and I thought that's the kind of centre forward and that sort of physical presence and athleticism that I'm looking forward to add to the group. So, which is good, really pleasing. And obviously, I needed to rest Baz today. Baz has been running through walls for me. I can't keep asking to do Saturday, Tuesday, and we're carrying a few knocks. But Dicko stepped back there, and he's different class, him and Will Moses. We obviously, Kai wasn't able to be with us because of a family bereavement, which he we wish him well, want him to get all the time that he needs. So we're light on numbers. You see the bench today, and it was Buds. Obviously Baz, who couldn't come on. I didn't want him to come on. Young Archie, who's getting the experience, and next in line was me. So it's kind of like that's how it is. That's how it is to the end of the season. I'm absolutely happy with that. That's kind of that's my choice. It's not a problem. But when you're having Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday like we've got this week, it's not easy. But the lads, like I said to them in the huddle at the end there, they're running through a brick wall. They're working hard for this football club. They're still desperate to win games of football. They're actually frustrating. There are few arguments between the two because they're saying they should win the game. We're not kind of end of the season kind of don't really matter. Like we just sack it off. That's not the case. So we're still having a right go, and we've got our own targets in house that we don't need to sort of make public. But the boys again have applied themselves with effort, and everything like that was all there. We just that little bit of a moment that could have fell either way, and we win the game.
Yeah. Saturday, big game against Croydon. Be lovely to beat them, wouldn't it?
I mean, it's the same as, I'll be honest, Jez, it's the same as any game. I mean, obviously, it's nice to win games of football, and like I say, we've got our own targets in the group. It's again a tough place to go, another tough pitch, team that are absolutely flying, and I just said to them again, and you can see the rain now, it's absolutely crazy. But like I said to the boys in the group in the huddle, we're going to the next sort of 5 games or whatever it is, where we really see where we're at, and again, we just get an opportunity to see what is there, see what we need, see where we need to maybe strengthen, and it's all sort of food for thought. But like I say, in the last 2 games, am I unhappy? I want to win every game, but if you don't lose away from home, you give yourself a chance. I think in the past, this season as well, we have come to these places and not performed and lost. We haven't performed necessarily as well as we can, but we've got 2 points out of 2 away games. So it's not the end of the world. We're putting points on the board. We haven't lost. and obviously we go to a big run-in.
Yeah, well done. A rare goalless draw for Ashford, isn't it? Our safe journey home tonight. Looks like it's going to be a difficult one.
Yeah, thanks again for coming, guys. Superb support as always.
Cheers.